In the last video, I discussed how purpose can find you at the hardest moment of life. But purpose without a plan is just a wish. This is also where I learned planning isn't something you find in a book. It is something you build when you have no other choice. After being diagnosed with inoperable colon cancer, my father radicalized his life overnight. He didn't just give up cigarettes, give up alcohol, or give up his favorite dessert item, Entenmann's cakes. He absolutely changed everything. He had a specific plan for his recovery, and he was deliberate in every single action that he took going forward. And as a 10-year-old boy observing this, I realized that things don't happen just by chance, that they require a plan, that they require a system. And my father embodied that from top to bottom. After homelessness at 17, I spent the following year working my ass off to find a way to build something for myself after I defined my purpose. At the age of 19, after playing with a band for approximately a year and traveling around the coastline, I still needed a day gig, and I ended up connecting in a restaurant business. I started out there as a busboy, and I learned everything I could about what food service and the restaurant industry was about. I studied meticulously what everyone did. I had a very specific plan in place. Learn each position thoroughly. And I started as a busboy, then I went to a waiter. Then I went to a bartender, and I studied mixology. I studied what the bartenders did. All of this was methodically planned out on a daily basis. Then I wanted to learn about the back of the house, as it's referred to, the kitchen, the food service part, where the food is actually made. And I absolutely found my niche here. It was almost as if it was a discovery of a vocation, because I became very natural at it. But I wanted to not just learn how to cook. I wanted to learn why people did what they did in the kitchen. I wanted to learn what the chefs do. I wanted to learn what they did when they cut meats. I learned how to cut meats and tenderloins and ribeyes. I learned about fish and how to cut fish. I learned about sauces. I learned about how to have a meticulously systematic kitchen setup and what they called mise en place, in the French term of everything in its place. All of these things were planned specifically for me to learn how to do them and to develop those elements of planning into my life. And this is where planning really took root for me. But it wasn't something I just discovered at that moment. It was something that I modeled from my father's experience and what he did to help him at least survive 3.5 years after he was diagnosed with a inoperable cancer that they gave him 6 months for. And I realized the power of planning at that moment. So if you are struggling right now, whether it may be a job loss after being in an organization for 20 years, this isn't a problem with the job, it's a problem with planning what to do next. If you're watching this video right now and you just lost your job after 20 years of dedication to a company, you don't have a career problem, you have a planning problem. And that is fixable. If you're a person who stays busy all day long and then goes and puts your head on the pillow at night and falls asleep, wondering, did I accomplish anything at all? This isn't a discipline problem, and this certainly isn't a productivity problem. It is a planning problem, and that is fixable. And if you're a person who spends all day long putting out fires, whether it be the workplace or the family environment, and never once sat down to build a deliberate map, then this pillar, planning, is certainly for you. Planning is not about control. It's about intention. It's also about understanding that you cannot control everything. What you can control and plan for is how you will respond to life. Planning is about beginning with the end in mind. To quote Stephen Covey from his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, it is the mental creation before the physical creation. Something that I embodied back when I was 18 and 19 years old. I just didn't have a term or words for it. Dr. Covey put that together for me. So having the visualization is the purpose. Having a plan now in place is the physical creation. Putting it in motion, begin with the end in mind. In the next video, we're going to talk about the practice pillar. And this is where we really start putting things into motion. If you're not familiar with Tiger Resilience 5 pillars, they include purpose, planning, practice, perseverance, and then providence. And all 5 of them go in a circular pattern and continually evolve as our roles through life evolve. And this particular pillar today we talked about is planning. If you would like to learn more about the Tiger Resilience 5 pillars, I will have in our description a link with information about how you can learn more about our program. If you're interested in actually being able to develop relationships with people that are like-minded and you are 50 plus, I will also have another link in there for the Tiger's Den. This is for the Silver Warriors Journey channel specifically, an access group where we get to work together, having our best practices put together and actually take the framework of these 5 pillars and put them in action. If you'd like to learn more about this, all the information will be in our description. I would ask that you please consider subscribing. If you subscribe to this channel, you'll be getting notification on when I release the next video on practice. Again, there's 5 pillars I'll be releasing. This is number 2. We're working on the 3rd pillar next. I would also ask you please consider leaving a comment. I read all of our comments and I'm looking forward to an opportunity to be able to engage with you. Also an opportunity if you're interested in joining us on our podcast. And if you're 50 years or older and you have a life experience that you'd like to share and pay forward to another generation, here's a perfect opportunity for you. Once again, this is Silver Warriors Journey. My name is Bernie Tiger, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.